Hi, this is Dr. Frank Chopatini with the Church of Rational Truth. First, some old business. The two things that we're going to vote on for this week in terms of where the passive income are going to be, again, reinvestment and putting the money towards funding a physical church. So we'll have voting come in this week and hopefully get your votes in by Friday at midnight. Saturday, they'll be tallied. And then on Monday, we will go over where all the money is going to be going. And then for this week, we are going to be talking about pornography, a very fun and interesting topic. And the big thing is pornography moral or immoral? Should someone be watching pornography? Should we be chastising people for watching pornography? And of course, like every topic here, it depends. It's not going to be something where we're just going to take this stand and say, oh, yeah, this is absolutely immoral all the time. But with that being said, I definitely have had patients come in complaining of a loved one who is watching pornography. I have dealt with parents whose children at a very young age have started watching pornography. And obviously that can raise some problems. That can be an issue for certain people. So I would probably want to go into some of the aspects from pornography and what would be moral and immoral. There are probably two sides of it that I would want to look into, the production side and probably the consumption side. And they both have different moral issues that are going on. From the production side, you have to worry about, is this being put on in a way that is being done ethically, fairly for all those involved? Is someone being coerced into doing this? Is someone doing this because they are obliged, because they do not have any other opportunities? Are they doing things safely? Are they risking sexually transmitted diseases? Is the budget being done in accordance to the standards? Are the people used of age and able to consent to the activity being done? Those are all the questions you have to ask from the production side of it. Then from the consumption point, why are you watching pornography? What is the reasoning? What is the benefit that you're getting out of it? I always say everything we do usually comes down to a coping mechanism. And for people who do watch pornography, it is usually a type of coping mechanism to work on something that is a problem or a negative thing in their life. And you have to kind of tease that out to determine, okay, is this act or action actually moral or immoral? The patients who usually come to me who discuss pornography, usually if it's adult, it is rarely the man who brings it up. Usually I've seen it a couple of times, at least in 3 or 4 patients, where it's become a topic of discussion, where usually a significant other, a wife, a fiance, a girlfriend, usually talks about their significant other's pornography addiction. The majority of them are doing it because of some sort of secondary gain. Usually they're trying to make up for something. They're trying to find something else that is not in the relationship, or they're trying to make up for some shortcomings that they see in themselves. But that is obviously not the only reason people watch pornography. I would say the majority of people who do watch pornography do it because of some sort of satisfaction. They get some sort of happiness or pleasure out of watching pornography. Is that good or bad? Well, it depends. Are you neglecting other things in your life? Are you doing it because you don't want to have a relationship with a significant other, so you're watching that? Are you not able to have a relationship with someone else and you're doing that? Are you trying to indulge in a fantasy that you really wouldn't want to do in real life, so you'd rather do it through another party or through viewing something that you normally wouldn't necessarily partake in? Each one of those has different layers. Are you doing it just because boredom passing the time? Are you doing it because it's something that could be viewed, some people could argue, as an art form? Someone could be expressive, or you could even argue that you could find beauty in pornography. Those are all various reasons for people possibly doing it. Some people will actually do it out of an addiction. It will be a very negative thing where they physically cannot stop themselves. They have to do this, and they're doing it almost to the point of where the negatives, losing relationships, losing jobs, are not enough to actually outweigh the benefit they get from it. But because they've got it so ingrained, or because that is what they were so used to doing that that they really cannot stop despite all the negative. So I would say it varies. If you have people who are consenting adults, if they're doing it of their own free will, if they're not being coerced, they're taking good practices for safe sexual practices, the production of pornography isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you have someone who is just consuming it for, clearly positive reasons, and they're not hurting someone, they're not hurting themselves, I would say there's not a huge ethical or moral dilemma, but the difficulty is in the details. There's a lot of times where it can be harmful. Young children, I think I brought this up with a lecture on pedophilia, is a child is not capable of consenting or understanding what is going on. There's the reason why you have all those 18 plus warnings on those websites. It is because that child does not have a developed enough brain to understand what they're seeing. They're starting to first make connections in their brain. You don't want them exposed to something that they don't have the ability to understand, and it can be the cause of a lot of harm and difficulty. A lot of people, if we're going to talk a little bit about fetishism, if you have an exposure to that at a young age, you're not sure what you're seeing, you can end up drawing correlations or making correlations between whatever it is that you were seeing and sexuality in general. And that can be a very negative thing. So if someone gets stuck where they always have to do such and such to actually feel sexual pleasure, enjoyment, arousal, that can cause a lot of harm for them down the road. So use anything like, a Persian rug. I got to have a Persian rug around or else we're not going to be able to do anything romantic. That can obviously cause friction in future relationships, especially sexual relationships. So you just have to be careful in a lot of situations. One interesting thing I do want to talk about is I've definitely seen couples who have had the opposite, where instead of actually pulling them apart, destroying them, the pornography is actually something that they share in common. So it is not uncommon for some couples to actually watch pornography together. I would say a lot of couples who see pornography as a negative thing, I've had it described to me as, well, I'm intimate with this one person. It is a special bond that we have. I don't want that special bond to be with anyone else. And if one of the two is watching pornography, it's like they're having that bond with someone else. It's like someone else is taking their love or affection or attention away. But then I've also seen couples where pornography is actually the exact opposite, because they approach it the opposite way. Instead of it being something that is taking someone out of the relationship, they use pornography as kind of a glue to help cement the relationship together, where they will actually together watch pornography. They'll discuss their likes, dislikes. They will find videos that both of them find interesting or arousing, and they watch together as a bonding experience. And I would say those are two incredibly opposite ways of viewing pornography. One is actually tearing the couple apart. The other one is actually bringing the couple closer together through something that they can find in common that is intimate, and that both of them can bond and grow as a couple over. And the weird thing is, they could be the exact same videos. This couple is being torn apart by this video. This couple is being made stronger because of this video. So this is why this is a very tricky subject, and you need to go on a case-by-case basis. If I had someone who came in where, they were concerned about someone else's pornography viewing, or they were concerned about their own pornography viewing, especially if they go like, I've been, watching such and such, I'm concerned about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get into the minutia. Let's get into the details of it. What is going on? What are the goods and the bads? And let's evaluate it. Is it hurting relationships with others? Is it allowing you to function better? Is it allowing you to function worse? And then once you do that, you add up all the goods and evils, and then you see, is this a net good thing or is this a net bad thing? Are you helping yourself or are you hurting yourself and leading yourself to destruction? And a lot of times it's not clear. So what I would say, like with everything, look at the details. If you all have comments down below on whether you think pornography is amazing, greatest thing ever, I love pornography, or if you think, no, pornography should be banned, shouldn't allow it, there's definitely countries that take both stances. I remember being in China, they have completely 100% banned pornography. It is just physically not available in that country. So they have taken the clear pornography is immoral, it's a waste of time, it's horrible stance. And then there's some countries, more like the United States, where much more liberal, where it's not highly regulated, and it's all over the place. So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Once again, this is Dr. Frank Ciopatini with the Church of Rational Truth, signing off for another Sunday lecture. I'll talk to you all next week. Have a beautiful week and a great day. Bye-bye.